Hey, what's happening, guys? Norsky here. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I posted a new video, and my reasoning for that is I just really want to stick with the concept of quality over quantity. I hope you guys understand, and I hope that you also prefer that too. Anyways, in this video, we're going to go through the top 5 worst guns in Battlefield 1 based on my opinion, and some of the community's opinion too. Let's get this video started with the 5th worst gun in Battlefield 1. And that would be the Automatic M1918 Factory. Now this gun is honestly very polarizing because it's one of those kind of guns where you either love it or you hate it. Me personally, sometimes I love it, but most of the time I don't love it because the only good thing about it is the 900 rounds per minute it can shoot. That's literally the only positive thing about this gun. The recoil on this gun just totally sucks. Obviously, if you play with a gun enough, you can adjust on how to play with it. But the recoil on this gun is crazy because sometimes when you're playing, there isn't much if any recoil, and other times the recoil is all over the place. It also has way too small of a magazine size of only 25. Sometimes you can burn through your whole magazine just on one enemy because of the rapidly quick fire rate. This gun can be fun to play with sometimes, and it can also be miserable to play with sometimes. For me personally, some days this gun is amazing and other days, well, not so much. If you want to play with the Automatico, I would pick the trench model because for some reason it just performs better than the factory in my opinion, and it's just more consistent. But yeah, the Automatico M1918 Factory definitely deserves to be on this list because, like I said, a lot of people hate it and only a few love it, so that's why it comes in our number 5 spot. Alright, enough about the Automatico. We're moving on to the number 4 worst gun in Battlefield 1, and that is the Autoloading 8.35, and obviously the .35 is for the cartridge. I know for a fact I would love this gun if it wasn't for the one problem it has. Can you guys guess what that is? It's because of the magazine size. Honestly, if this gun had 10 in the magazine, like the Mondragon, it'd become a very good gun. But that's never going to happen, and that's why it ended up on this list. This gun can be very deadly at close range, with good damage output, and the quick rate of fire it has for a medic class gun. You just better hope that there isn't 2 enemies around the corner at the same time when you're using this gun. Otherwise you'll be dead in a heartbeat, basically. That's the main problem with this gun, is you'll always need to be reloading it after killing an enemy. At best, this gun is a 3-shot kill, and if you think about it, you only have 5 rounds in the magazine, so that means you can only kill 1 enemy per reload, which is pretty pathetic. Pretty much everything else about this gun is solid or good, but the magazine size is a huge weakness, especially when it only holds 5 rounds, so that's why it's in the number 4 spot. Moving on to the number 3 gun, which is the Russian 1895 Trench. I swear, this gun is so pointless and bad. The major difference it has compared to the other 2 Russian 1895 models is that it has an increase in rate of fire, but to balance the increase in fire rate, the gun has a decrease in damage output. I'm sure most people will agree with me when I say that damage is so much more important than rate of fire in Battlefield 1. If a gun has poor damage in Battlefield 1, you're already at a disadvantage. Don't get me wrong, rate of fire is also very important, but it's not nearly as important as damage ratings. The magazine size is also only at 5, so you'll have to reload a lot just like the Autoloading 8. Playing with this gun just doesn't make any sense to me because the infantry model is so much better than the trench model. The Russian 1895 Trench looks good from the outside, but when you actually start playing with it, you'll realize very quickly that you just wasted 200 war bonds on a piece of garbage gun. A scout class gun should not take more than 2 shots to kill someone, but the trench model turns into a 3-shot kill at 33 meters in distance and beyond. So this gun simply is just weak, and the increase in rate of fire really isn't super noticeable, unlike the lower damage ratings. And to top it off, it has a small magazine size. All in all, this gun definitely is one of the worst in the game. Coming in as the 2nd worst gun in Battlefield 1 is the Lewis gun. When it comes to this gun, every model sucks. At this point, some of you might notice a correlation with most of the guns on this list, and that is the damage ratings are horrible. The Lewis gun has a max damage output of only 23, and that's when you're only shooting at your enemy from 11 meters or closer. The main problem the Lewis gun has is that it doesn't have any strength. It doesn't do anything very well. In fact, it's very average or below average when it comes to the important gun statistics like rate of fire, damage, or recoil, just to name a few. If this gun ever got a boost with its damage output, it'd become a pretty solid gun, but as of right now, its damage output is pathetic, and when it comes to trying to kill an enemy with it, you'll definitely have to spray a lot of lead into them. Most guns in the game are pretty solid and for the most part are pretty balanced, but the Lewis gun is definitely not in that category, and definitely needs a buff. because in my opinion it currently sucks, and that's why I put it in my number 2 spot. Coming in at my number 1 spot for being the worst gun in Battlefield 1 is the M1903 Experimental. Now, by glancing at some of the weapon statistics and ratings, it doesn't really look like that bad of a gun, right? Wrong. This is easily the worst gun in the game. Like the other guns on this list aren't even half as bad as this gun is. Seriously, the damage ratings on this gun are beyond bad. Hell, they're beyond horrible. It has a max damage rating of only 23, and that's if you're only 14 meters or closer to your enemy. I really hate to bash this gun, but it's so pathetic. The Automatico has just as good of damage ratings as this gun, and it's an SMG. If the Experimental was maybe automatic, it might not be so bad because the rate of fire it has on it is actually pretty decent, and it does have a huge magazine size of 41. But none of that really matters because it's not automatic. And also due to the poor damage ratings, it's horrible from all ranges. The only reason someone would ever want to play with this gun is A, they want to finish last on their team, B, they've never played the game before, so for some reason they happen to choose this piece of shit, C, they want to see how bad it really is, or D, they're making a video about how bad it is and need some video footage of using it. Kinda like me. Those are honestly the only reasons that you might see someone using the M1903 Experimental. I really don't know what else to say about this gun, other than this is easily the worst gun in Battlefield 1, and you should just really avoid it at all costs because it's really unbelievable how bad it is. Now, if you guys have made it this far into the video, you're seriously awesome, and do me a favor and hit the like button for me. Let me know in the comments if you agree with my list or if you disagree with it. You could also just list your top 5 worst guns too. That'd be awesome. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you're new to my channel and enjoyed this video, then hit the subscribe button for more awesome Battlefield 1 content. Thanks guys, and I'll catch you later.